The surgery was supposed to be simple, a laparoscopic removal of a benign cyst. In at 8 a.m., out by lunch, Kevin even joked with the nurse about grabbing tacos afterward, high on anesthesia and confidence. They wheeled him in, they cut, they stitched, he went home. For 3 days, everything was fine. Then the itching started. At first, just a dull tingle near his belly button. Then more intense, like ants crawling under the skin. He peeled off the bandage and stared. Nothing looked wrong, except was that a white dot? He leaned closer. It wasn't pus, it was enamel. Kevin didn't panic. He Googled. Keratin cysts, calcium deposits, post-op lumps. Everything pointed to harmless causes. Maybe the body just rejecting a stitch. Scar tissue, maybe. But the next morning, the white dot had pushed through. It was a tooth, a small molar, perfectly formed, embedded just below the incision line like it belonged there. He stared at it in the mirror for a long time. Breath held, stomach roiling. Then he called the clinic. The receptionist put him on hold. When the surgeon finally came on, his voice was calm, too calm. "It's rare, but not unheard of," the doctor said. "Ectopic dentition, likely from rogue stem cells. Come in Monday." Monday was 4 days away. By then he had 7 new teeth. They didn't stop. By Sunday, there were teeth on his thigh, not beneath the skin, through it. Little rows of sharp, pristine incisors, like a child's grin stretched sideways across his leg. They didn't just grow, they moved, shifted, twitched. Some nights he swore he heard them grinding. He avoided mirrors, he avoided his girlfriend's texts, he stayed in the dark. By Tuesday, his right forearm had sprouted a canine. Just one. It pushed out between the hairs. It wasn't the pain that terrified him. It was the feeling, like something was trying to speak. Desperate, Kevin visited another doctor, an older GP who still took walk-ins. He didn't explain everything, just lifted his sleeve. The man stared, backed up, crossed himself. "This is not medical," he muttered. Kevin laughed, dry and cracked. "Then what is it?" The man didn't answer. Instead, he pointed toward a worn Bible on the corner of his desk. "Some doors," he whispered, "should never be opened." Kevin didn't remember leaving. But later that night, he found a sticky note in his pocket. It just said, "Find the surgeon. Ask what they took out." The hospital wouldn't release the surgical report. So Kevin broke in, not with lockpicks or gadgets. He just walked in, pale and shaking, pretending to be someone who belonged. He found the archives in the basement, row after row of files. Dust, silence, until he found his chart, and one word stood out, scribbled in the margins. Teratoid mass, aberrant tissue. Not fully human, transferred to research. He Googled teratoid. It came from teratoma, a kind of tumor, a monster of flesh, a ball of teeth, hair, skin, even eyes, formed when cells go rogue and build things they shouldn't. His cyst hadn't been a cyst, it had been something older, and it hadn't left. That night, Kevin dreamed of whispering, low, wet, hungry. He woke with blood on his sheets. 3 new mouths had torn through his stomach. Not just teeth, tongues now. Writhing, tasting the air, one of them laughed, high-pitched, childlike. He screamed until his throat bled. He tried a knife, tried to cut them out. They bit him, hard. He collapsed in the bathroom, bleeding, skin crawling. In the mirror, something watched from behind his eyes. He went back to the surgeon's office. But the building was abandoned. Graffiti on the walls, vines curling through broken windows, like it had been empty for years. Impossible. He asked around. Nobody remembered the clinic. Nobody remembered his doctor, not even the hospital. No records, no names. Just one photograph, faded.